But I never hear you say what you actually think about it. You just kind of host other people's thoughts. What's your take on generics in Go?
Well, the reasons that people don't want it, I get and I agree with. And the reasons people want it, I get and agree with. So it's kind of like, I won't abuse generics because I've been burned before, basically. So I'll be able to, I think, use generics. Maybe I will overuse it, who knows? But probably I've got a good chance of using it in the right place and in the right way to solve the right kind of problem. And the thing is, that wasn't true for me for channels because I hadn't had any experience with channels. So I was using them all over the place where I didn't need to. And that's an important thing to take into account when we add new features to the language, because there will be lots of people that are new to the language or just that maybe they haven't had generics before in the language. That's entirely possible. And it seems like it fits more problems than it really does, I think. But I think it's just going to have to be conversation that happens. We have to have talks about it and keep talking as a community and write blog posts and do podcasts and talk about it to figure that stuff out, which we have to do for everything anyway. I do understand some of the objections to it, but I also see like there are some certain problems, the sweet spot where it's going to just make the code kind of pretty great, really. But, I've been quite a big fan of code gen before, and that episode with Brian was talking about code generation, episode 170. And so I've also had a lot of success with code generation. I quite like that. That's almost like a developer tool to write the code for you. It's not part of the CI. It's not run automatically anywhere. It's an explicit command you do after you've changed some data source. And you're sort of responsible for the code that gets generated. So you then check that code in. So that ownership model of generated code, I think, is very powerful. And you can solve basically any problem you can solve with generics. You can solve with that technique. So for people that have got that technique down, I think they may never use generics. Or maybe they will in the right places, because it makes code cleaner or just want to do it to try it.